So Dr. Spectred has a play along where he plays a gold stake and he invites people to play along with it and just kind of compare. So that's what I'm going to be doing here. I'm going to be using the seed that he used, gold stake ghost deck, and I'm going to go through it, play as I normally would play a gold stake run. Maybe I'll just die, maybe I'll get to anti-8, who knows. But afterwards, I'll go watch Dr. Spectred's video, and I'll see what differences in like playstyle or choices or like little like luck-based factors or whatever between my run and his run, and I can kind of see what I should be doing differently. Let's try it out. Okay. I do love Ghost Deck Gold Stake, so I'm pretty experienced at this, which might be embarrassing if I end up dying here. Ooh, okay. That's interesting. So we start with a star, reserve parking, and a buffoon pack. I think here, the play is to go reserve parking hex. Early econ is very good. I'll play one of these, try to get some money. Play one of these, try to get some money. I guess play one of these, try to get some money. Oh, I actually didn't think that would win, but that makes sense. Okay. This is tough. I think I'd take the judgment and sell for overstock. I actually might take even Steven here, just to guarantee that I don't die. And then maybe I can sell even Steven before the round end. Who knows? Okay, this would definitely win. Well, actually, it might not. Let me think. It would be 16 extra mult. So this would be what, like 40 by 20? Yeah, this would win. Okay. I think I can play this and not win. So let's try that. Yeah, okay. Play one of these. Play one of these. And then I'll play one of these just to play it safe and make sure I win. Alright. Maybe I should have sold even Steven. Yeah, definitely should have sold even Steven. Okay. So we get a banana here, which is nice. Here's what I might do. We sell you and we open this to look for an onk. Oh my gosh. These are the plays we look for. That's what you like to see. Alright, give me money or something. $10. I'll take $10. $10 is very nice. I will also take a banana, and we will go next. We can take a devil here. We can open an Arcana pack. We can devil, and then we can Emperor. That's nice. We probably want to world here, and then maybe magician some 10s. Hope we get money. We don't hit money. That is very nice. We can go shoot the moon here. We can go like a pair shoot the moon build. And then I'm probably going to take Tarot Merchant here. Probably roll once, look for something good. We can take a Golden Joker for an extra $1, and then we can go next. Okay, so we have two options here, either $15 or try to get foil. I think $15 is better. And then we probably take Telescope so that we can find a bunch of Pluto cards. Because those trips are going to be very nice. Emperor here is nice, get some money. And then we probably prefer Hallucination here. Although, actually, I think I prefer just having another reroll. Wow, okay. That's very good. So we take Immolate, and we probably take the Bull, and then we go next. This is a very nice hand to Immolate. We just pop it. I really need some queens. Queens would be very nice. Okay. That's good. Banana has left, unfortunately. We can go Devil. We can go Space Joker. We can go Standard Pack. Nothing in here. We can go Jumbo Pack. We can go Emperor. That is nice to see. We can go Chariot. That's really good. All right. We Chariot here. We Death here. And then we send some high cards. Or probably a high card, because we're probably not going to be playing more than one. An Ectoplasm. Ectoplasm's really interesting. I probably just hold on to it. And then we probably just Chariot here. Roll once. Take the money. And go next. As long as I am drawing my queens, we should be fine with score for a little while. We can go Spectral Pack here. We could go with another Ankh. I don't really think that's a good play. I think we just Talisman. Wow, okay. Probably hang some cards here. And go next. Alright, try to farm some reserve parking money. We are basically just looking for queens and, like, red steel, basically. One more reroll. I'll take a Pluto. And we go next. I might not win in one hand here, so I'll play this to try to farm money. That's nice. Still haven't found anything good from those. We can Chariot. We can roll. Honestly, Mr. Bones might not be the worst play here, but he is perishable, which isn't necessarily worth it, probably. What is worth it, though, is probably trading card. So we probably take a trading card here, and then go next. However, I only have 2 discards, so this is going to make it a lot more risky with drawing all the cards I need. As of now, it should be fine. But once the scoring starts ramping up, it could start to be a problem. Okay, that's interesting. We probably sell reserve parking here for the Cavendish, and then go next. What I could have done is I could have used Ectoplasm, but I would rather save my Ectoplasm for like a really good like Time Small Joker. I am a little concerned about scoring enough here. I'm probably going to need to get something to keep us alive. Honestly, I think I might take it for a Troubadour. An extra hand size is really nice. Okay, okay. We can get some more money for our pool. I just need to draw my queens. That's really the goal here. A cryptid is massive. That is really, really good. We can strength here. And then go next. Alright, we just cryptid here to play it safe, because we don't want the hook to ruin us. And then we get rid of 2 more cards. That's very nice. And then we just send a high card here and win. Wow, it got rid of 2 steel. That could have been scary. Okay. Maybe we take a justice here. Just, I mean, it adds like nothing. It probably isn't worth it. But I could use it to try to remove cards from the deck, which is probably worth it. Okay, that's interesting. So what I could do here is I could go burglar instead of probably reserve parking. I would lose trading card value, but my score would be much higher. It'd basically be like a ×2 to my score. Well, actually, that's not that necessary because we have reserve parking, and that already is ×1.5. I think we actually don't do that. Okay, we take a medium here. That's very nice. And we take an emperor here. This could be a problem. We have to reroll that. Okay, that's easy. That is perfectly fine. Here I can medium the king. I can emperor. We can make some more queens, and then we can get rid of a card. And then we can world, just in case we need to play like a flush 5 or something. And also to make the boss debuff things more consistent. Now we only have to skip if we get the one that debuffs spades. All right, send it. Hanging Chad could be okay, but probably not necessary for the deck we're building. I think we roll. Oh, wow. That is huge. Okay. That is why we roll. That should basically be a confirmed win. Unless unless we get really unlucky with like a boss or something. But that is very good. All right, we can go next. I probably just put the Cavendish here. A strength is very nice to just get some of our cards into queens. I'm wondering how much this is. Okay, that's a pretty good amount. That's quite nice. And I actually don't think the strength is that big of a deal. I think I'd much prefer to just save that for something really good. Raise Fist isn't terrible. Mime is so good. Okay. Okay, that's something. But is it better than Troubadour? It probably is. It probably is better than Troubadour. But it's also perishable. I didn't even see the perishable. Okay, we probably don't take it then. More money is great. Always love to see more money. An Immolate could be nice, but it's also kind of risky. More money is great. I can hold on to the Immolate for now. Okay, so here is a situation where it's nice for us to have all of our queens like conglomerated into one suit, we get to reroll here, and we get something very easy. I'm willing to immolate here. I'm willing to take this risk, even if I lose one steel card, because there are so many bad cards here. We have enough that I think I'm comfortable doing this. Okay, so we keep a queen, which is nice. And we get to kill 2 more cards, which is also nice. Alright. We're looking pretty good here. The only thing that might be a concern is if we get the Violet Vessel. The Violet Vessel might be a little scary. We probably want to keep leveling up our high card in case of that. Card Sharp is also really nice. I could try to do the math here of whether Troubadour or Card Sharp is better. So how many steel queens, or just in general, how many steel cards would we need to make Troubadour better than Card Sharp? Probably like, I don't know, like 3 or 4. I think I still think Troubadour is actually better. I think Troubadour is really good for the build we're going for. I'm just going to keep it. I'm not going to roll anymore. I don't want to waste my rerolls. We could voucher skip. I'm not going to do that. All right, we find a jack. That's nice. We can Empress here. And we can win. So right now, if we get a decent amount of queens, we score 600,000. A death is nice. We definitely death another steel queen, and then we see what we get here. One more reroll. A red seal is amazing. That is so good. Okay. I'm not going to reroll again. I'm just going to go next. This could be a queen. I think we just discard there. Okay, it's not a queen. We could do this. I think we do that and just make sure we find this red seal, and then we send it. Photograph actually is not that helpful here. I'm not going to go gift card. I said I'm not going to go gift card. We'll go next. Probably should try to save my bull money. All cards debuffed until 1 Joker sold. That could be annoying. But I actually think we can just sell Troubadour once we get to the Verdant Leaf, and it will be fine. So I don't think it's a huge deal. Let's just see how big our hand is. 1 million? We do hit 1 million. That's nice. We could Ouija. It's a terrible idea, but it is technically an option. We could Invisible Joker. It's not really worth it. We could Onk. That is also not really worth it. I think smart play, just cryptid. Maybe 1 reroll. Getting a Chariot is nice. Alright. I would love to find a death here, just to try to get a big score on our final hand. But I don't really think that's going to happen. We do find a red seal. That's really crazy. That's really good. Nothing here is that good. I would love to find a death right here. Okay, fair enough. We probably just Deja Vu here. And then I'll pop 2 wheels. Actually, no, I'll roll with it. An Emperor's nice. I'll just use it. A Chariot, that's perfectly good. All right, go next. We're just going to try to build a super hand here. All right, there we go. We still a Joker. We get +1 hand. That's a pretty funny draw. Maintaining our hand size. Level up the high card one more time. And we send it. All right, so this is going to be the end of Gold Stake on this seed. Definitely a huge fan of Ghost Deck Gold Stake. And I always love getting a Shoot the Moon build going. This is a pretty traditional build, just chips with the Bull, Molt with the Shoot the Moon, and then times Molt with Cavendish in this Lucky Brainstorm we found. And then trading card, always a great Econ Joker to get, to just thin the deck. We are at 27 cards, and probably like over half of them are Steel Queens, so great stuff. Let's send it, see if we get 1,000,000 points, or even more. 2 million. All right. So this was my run. Definitely a fun seed. There was like a photograph and a hanging chat in there. So there's definitely the re-triggering build that could happen. I could definitely see someone going down that route. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what Dr. Spectre chose to do. I would predict that he goes for like a photograph hanging chat build, just because that's probably the smart, the optimal play for like scoring and whatnot. But who knows? Maybe he went down the same line as me. Maybe he got the Shoot the Moon and went down that path. We'll see. But yeah, I'll cut to when I start watching Dr. Spectre's video. All right, we're here with Dr. Spectre himself. I've never recorded a YouTube video, so I don't know how this is going to go. Maybe my computer explodes. The audio is probably going to be cooked, but that's the price we pay for reaction content. We're going to go through this run and see what key differences he made in how he played versus how I played, and how he's going to hit like E30 by ante 8, finding that the Baron Mime that I just never uncovered. We'll see what happens here, and I'm sure it's going to be a fun time.
Alright folks, welcome back. This is Balatro every day, demonstrating high-level gameplay every day and challenging you to play along at home. Today we're playing on the Ghost Deck, Gold Stake Ghost Deck. I guess you don't have to play on the Ghost Deck if you don't want to, but...
Alright, and that's going to be the end. Okay, so a few criticisms I'd give to Dr. Spectre. Probably should play more than one card in ante 1, but you know, who am I to judge? But that's going to be I'm kidding. It would be very funny if if this was where it ends and the rest was just 30 minutes of a black screen. That would actually be a powerful Gold Stake lesson. Sometimes you just lose an ante 1. Sometimes you just never draw your hand and you just die on black deck Gold Stake. That's a play along lesson right there. All right.
In the first round,
Okay, so first things first. He did not take the coupon tag. I didn't either. Coupon tag I don't think is a terrible pick, but on Gold Stake you're going to be getting a lot of like free rentals and like perishables and stuff that are just not important, or like planet cards that don't matter. It's generally just not worth it, I feel, but you can get some good stuff there if you're lucky.
Alright, in the first round,
Alright, he's going to go for a flush here.
We probably just go for the flush here.
Yep.
Easy one shot with the hearts flush. Parking gives me money.
Alright, he's probably going to do the same thing I did.
Boss debuffs my diamonds. Do I want polychrome parking for the money? Or do I want a buffoon pack for something that gives me molt? I think I accept parking here.
Yep, he's going to do the same thing I did. Alright, makes sense. So I'm just going to zoom through here, make a bunch of money.
100 point. Alright, it's going into the boss here. Could be judgment, usually overstock.
Okay, so he actually, I think I had like $12 or something at this point. So he already is just better than me at like making money. So I had to like, I think I had to choose between the judgment and the overstock. whereas he's going to be able to keep both.
Judgment is fine. It'll give me a Joker
Yeah,
that doesn't have
yeah. This is what happened.
a perishable sticker. Now we've got Glutinous Joker. Plus
And then
gold.
he's going to get, I think, Even Steven rental here, but he doesn't need to take that because he has the Gluttonous Joker still. So he's going to, because I kept the Even Steven, I lost $3 from the rental, and he's not going to have to take that cost. So already, just by like ante 2, he probably has like $10 or something more than me.
Overstock. I don't love playing flushes, but maybe with parking, having the flushes better than not having.
Okay, maybe not, because he did buy the flush planet, so we might be pretty even on money. It's gonna farm money.
Spectral pack, yes, and then we come back for the.
Okay, my prediction: he's going to sell because he sees the banana here. He's probably going to do the same thing I did, which is sell all his jokers, onk the reserve parking, and then take banana. What I'm curious of is if he's going to take egg. Egg is risky with rental because in the short term you're going to be losing money. You might lose out on like interest, etc. But if you find like one temperance, it is technically worth it because you basically double your money. I actually don't know if he's going to take it. I wouldn't take it, but I know Dr. Spectred is a very big fan of egg, so we'll see.
Yes.
I'm also curious about the Eternal Rental Cartomancer. I'm generally not in the camp that a random tarot card is worth like losing $3, especially when you don't have a huge amount of money to work with. And it's eternal, but we'll see what he does.
And then we come back for the rest of this stuff. Boss says no discards. So it could be Ecto, it could be Onk.
All right, he's gonna do it. He's gonna onk the reserve parking.
Pick up Michelle. I don't
He's gonna
think you
take a banana.
Rental Cartomancer. Eternal Cartomancer I take. Rental Cartomancer I don't take. Rental Northern Lion probably I don't take either.
Okay, so we're in the same camp here. The rental just a bit too much to make either of these worthwhile. Okay.
Try to get the parking money.
Yep. So he's gonna farm parking.
Money.
Honestly, maybe what I should do is just put it on like a higher speed, because most of the stuff obviously we just saw, but on the important moments we can like go through it. And he's gonna go next. Farm money here.
Mercury.
The trio. I'm curious because I'm trying to remember, where did I get the shoot the moon? I don't know if I got it in this buffoon pack or not.
Okay. Buffoon pack.
This okay, yes. So we do get the shoot the moon here.
So
I'm assuming he's going to take shoot the moon because I mean it works very well with double reserve parking, and he just leveled up his pair a bunch
you
of
can
times.
start doing the dagger.
We're doing the dagger. We're doing the dagger. Wait, what? Okay, that was not what I was expecting. I mean, dagger is very good on gold stake, especially when you have a bunch of money. But I feel like he was building towards like a. I am very surprised. I don't know if he did that just like for the content, or if he actually thinks like the dagger is like the better play in that situation. That's really interesting.
Scaling plus multiple trio here. Yeah, I guess that's fine.
All right, trio's getting killed. So he's gonna farm more money.
Start picking up plutonium.
Yep. So he's probably gonna get
Go
plutonium
first.
for the chips. Get
10,
some
15,
money.
15.
Yep. Get plutonium. Go next. Make money.
Card. Hallucination. So,
Yeah, hallucination. I think hallucination, especially when you have this much money. There are a few like tarot cards or money generators that are insanely worth, where you almost always take them, even if they are rental. I think hallucination is in that camp.
Gold Jack.
All right, he goes gold. He takes Emperor. He gets money.
Okay. Take Marble Choker.
Really? He's going to sell hallucination for marble. Interesting. So he's going entirely for like a. He values Space Joker over hallucination. That's interesting.
Now we have something.
Farming money. Oh, there you go. Okay, so I would be very surprised if he did not take the Eternal Bull, because he needs chips, and this is a perfect source of chips. Immolate, of course, he's going to take.
Yeah, just light him up. Death card here doesn't really do anything. Maybe you make another queen, and that's another fate.
Is he trying to build towards a stone build? is he doing like stone? Is he gonna try to death that gold stone that he has in his deck? Because looking here, there's nothing here that's really super valuable to death except maybe the gold cards. Is he trying to build towards a gold seal stone build?
Well,
That would be interesting.
this run just got a lot more boring, I guess.
Only Dr. Spectred would play Gold Stake and get things that are going to help him win the run and say it's going to make it more boring. Just goes to show how dominant he is at this sort of high stake Balatro. He's going to farm more money.
If I don't...
He's going to sacrifice the popcorn. Okay, so is this just going to be
now we
like
have to
his
decide
strategy
what
for the rest of the run?
Order here because it's more...
What I presume is going to happen is he's going to find the Cavendish, get that, probably find Brainstorm. But actually, Brainstorm is going to be better for what I went for than what he went for because he went for the Ceremonial Dagger, which means that he has to put that to the left of the Cavendish. And so the Brainstorm is going to be a ×2 instead of a ×3, which is like a small difference, but that's something that you have to consider. Is like if you have to choose between just flat molt or like molt when you play your cards or re-triggering in your hand or whatnot, the re-triggering and stuff on your cards are going to be better because they come before everything else.
We get more plus molt that way.
Yeah, I think the majority of this run is going to be pretty autopilot-y in terms of just continuing to build the
They only cost a
dagger.
molt per round. Cavendish. The answers.
Okay, so here we go. He does find the Cavendish, so he's going to take that. Okay, here's an interesting choice. So I did not take the Burglar because I think I had like a Troubadour, and I didn't want to take that because I wanted to get the trading card value, and I wanted to get Purple Seal value, and I wanted to make sure that I was actually drawing all my stuff with that increased hand size. But for here, he might go for that because he doesn't really need his discards, and the more hands he plays, the more scoring he gets, and it works with reserve parking. So it's kind of like a ×2 to his score or something like that.
Burglar is pretty good, right? Burglar kind of just doubles our score.
Yeah.
Twice as many hands, twice as many points, so it's like a ×2 Joker. I guess Burglar just okay. Death plus medium is kind of a cool combo.
What? Okay. Wait, so he's gonna... Okay, so he's gonna take an Eternal Burglar, and then he's going to Death plus medium. Well, I mean, the Purple Seal does look cool. I mean, technically, I guess if he gets the hook could discard the Purple Seal. That would be pretty funny.
Purple Queen.
There we go.
Which I can copy. Burglar.
All right, he's gonna win that pretty easily. I mean, now that he has this combo, like there's like no way he really loses. I don't know if there are any other like big inflection points. I guess the last real thing to look at is what he takes for his 5th Joker slot. Oh, okay, so he's gonna
Photograph.
Sacrifice the photograph. He's gonna sacrifice Invisible Joker.
Bummer. Go next.
All right, and then he's just gonna play these and win.
Do one of those.
All right, and that's gonna be a score. If he has 7 hands and each one scores like 200,000, his score is like around 1.4 million, which is really, really good, especially with a Ceremonial Dagger. To be able to get to 1 million points with Ceremonial Dagger on Gold Stake is kind of wild, so big respect to that. We went down decently similar routes in terms of we obviously took the Cavendish, we took the Bull. We both did not go down like the Hanging Chad photograph gambit, but his source of flat molt came from Ceremonial Dagger, which again I'm interested in. I think it was mostly a content play because I feel like the optimal play is almost always to take the Shoot the Moon. The only concern is that the Shoot the Moon was Eternal, but if you're just going to win on ante-8, I think an Eternal Shoot the Moon when you already have a reserve parking is a must take.
96 on the dagger. Yeah, I don't know. Didn't seem like we had a crazy amount of economy up here, Joker wise, but we
Also, he's rich. He's like $300. I mean, that's what happens when you don't really need to manipulate your deck because you can just buy a Joker, go next.
but we did have a couple of gold cards, and
Wow, he has a lot of Lucios. I did not see this. Okay, that's probably also a component to why his score was so high.
one thing that's powerful about the dagger, of course, you got to spend money to stack the plus multi. You got to buy the jokers in order to feed it. But one thing that is powerful about it is you don't have to play hands in order to grow the dagger. So Bus and Green Joker, they get bigger when you play more hands. Red Joker gets the multi when you open booster packs. So even though you have to spend money to grow the dagger, maybe it's not that much money. Maybe if you compare it to other scaling plus multi, maybe it's about the same amount of money spent.
I've actually never thought about that, but yeah, I guess technically taking the dagger, of course, it costs money, but you also make money compared to, like, as you said, like Supernova, Ride the Bus, because of the hand money. If you can win in like one or two hands rather than having to play all your hands, that obviously adds up. That's normally my biggest like concern when I go for like ceremonial daggers, like that it's really expensive compared to like a Supernova or uh, a Bus or like Pants or something like that. But yeah, that hand stat definitely makes a difference.
The real powerful one is, of course, the Bull. Bull is busted because
Yeah, Bull is insanely good on Gold Stake, especially when you have two reserve parkings. It is very, very good.
some of the time, Burglar gives you twice as many hands, and then that twice as many hands turns into twice as many points. Maybe not the case if you get like an extra hand voucher, or if you start on the blue deck, it's not exactly twice as many hands. The main thing that you miss out on with the Burglar, we lose the ability to discard to find the gold card. Like obviously you lose your discards, but what are you losing? You're losing the ability to get the gold card.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, which was partially part of the reason why I didn't want to take the Burglar for my run, is because I realized like we were going to win the run like scoring wise pretty easily. Maybe Violet Vessel would be a struggle, but probably not. The only real way I could lose is if I just bottom decked, and so I really didn't want to lose my discards because then it would make it harder for me to like draw my steal.
When you are
Also, I just realized he didn't get the Brainstorm. I'm pretty sure he didn't get the Brainstorm. So that's interesting. Or if he did get a Brainstorm, he like destroyed it. But I heavily doubt he would destroy a Brainstorm if he got it. So I don't know why he didn't find a Brainstorm. Maybe it's because he didn't like roll because he didn't really have much reason to. He could just survive on the Bull.
because you get more money.
And that is the trade-off with the Bull, is like if you're not rolling, you could miss out on something really good because you need to save all of your money.
Burglar you can use for a
But
little
of course,
extra
for
money.
this run, it didn't really matter.
Plus 96 is a lot for a scaling plus mold Joker. Usually you're looking at plus 60, plus 70 range, but the dagger here about 50% stronger, and we didn't necessarily have like crazy synergy.
Yeah, also, I'm pretty sure he didn't take clearance sale when it did show up. I'm pretty sure he didn't take it because he knew that it would affect his dagger, and his dagger might be like lower as a result of that. So that was smart on his part.
For the dagger. With the dagger, sometimes it's easy to find jokers in the shop. Sometimes it's difficult to find jokers. If you find eternal jokers, okay, well I can't do those. If you find rental jokers, I can't sell, or I can buy them for $1, but then they only give me $1 worth of sell value on the dagger, and that could be kind of rough. And so usually when you do have the dagger, you reroll less, and then that way you save money for the future. In the future, if I don't have a joker, then I can reroll in the future. You want to kind of have a joker every round. If you miss any round, if you miss a joker, then that's really bad. With the bull, of course, you want to reroll as little as possible so that you can save your money. But sometimes, if you have the bull, sometimes you don't find what else you need. So I need the bull plus scaling plus mold. Plus, I also need some kind of X mold. And if I'm not rerolling, I'm not seeing as many shops, I'm not seeing as many jokers. Maybe I don't find the X mold that.
Yes, so this is what I was talking about. Very smart thing. So both the bull and the ceremonial dagger, I think, kind of disincentivize you from rolling. If your only molt is coming from ceremonial dagger and you find like a good joker, you just take it, and to save your bull, you go on. And the problem with that is that if you're doing that, you're not rolling a lot. And maybe like let's say that this Cavendish was like really far into that ante or something. Maybe he wouldn't have found that, and that could obviously like affect his score. So you have to like do this balancing game between saving enough of your money that your bull is powerful, and you have money to like continue to buy jokers for the ceremonial dagger, while also rolling enough to see enough of the shop to eventually find like a card sharp or like a Cavendish or like an acrobat or a duo, maybe seeing double, any of these like times mult jokers. So yeah, that's really really interesting, and it makes it even harder when you have ceremonial dagger, because even times mult jokers like photograph or something like that, or like Baron or something, wouldn't work because the ceremonial dagger effect comes afterwards, which is why the re-triggering plus mult like smiley face or something is generally preferable, at least in the short term. So I guess the lesson, quote unquote, with this run, and this was both for my run and for his, is like this like balancing game between saving your money for something like a bull or maybe like a bootstraps if you find it or something like that, while also rolling enough to find the times mult jokers. Because obviously every run the goal is to get a chip joker, a mult joker or two mult joker, and then like a times mult joker or two times mult joker. That sort of balance is something that obviously Dr. Spectre did very well. But actually, again, I could go through again, but I heavily doubt if he found the brainstorm that he would have like killed the brainstorm with the dagger. Like scoring wise, I don't really think that would be wise. Both because the brainstorm obviously times 2 your score with the ceremonial dagger, but also because you can use it to copy the burglar. And if you do that, then you get even more score because you can play even more hands, and you get even more money because the hands remaining, you get extra money from that. Maybe, I hesitate to say this, but maybe my build was better when it came to like rolling through the shop and seeing those things. And again, I think my build would have been able to do a bit more with the brainstorm because I could copy the Cavendish. I think the ceremonial dagger is kind of an underrated joker, especially on these higher stakes when you need to get a consistent source of plus mult. And then yeah, bull is busted, burglar is busted, Cavendish is busted. Just great combination of jokers to have for a gold stake run.
Roll once per round, maybe reroll twice per round, sometimes, but not more than that. But here, since we have the scaling plus mult and the chips, and I know I don't need anything else, then I can just fully commit to just not rerolling at all.
Yeah, and once he found the Cavendish, he knew, like, we won, I don't need to reroll anymore, I can commit to bull. Maybe my score would be technically higher if I rolled a little bit, found like a card sharp or something. But it's really not necessary because we already have what we need to get by.
They're not all going to be bangers, they're not all going to be super complicated runs, but they are going to be every day. The Balatro 101 series, that's my main series that I'm working on, but those videos take a long time, maybe a week or two for just 5 to 10 minutes of footage. And so I'm going to be working on that most of the time, but...
Yeah, I do think this run was pretty traditional. I mean, anytime you find Cavendish, you kind of win, basically. Cavendish is like an instant win on gold stake most of the time. Always love learning more about Balatro, and I think a really cool thing about this game is that because you have seeds, you can analyze how different people play and how those like micro differences in play style can have long-term effects in terms of like certain jokers that were missed from like shop queues, or like if you get a little bit more money, like a marginal increase in money can lead to more interest, which compounds and suddenly can create like an exacerbated difference in money. And you can look at all these little choices, and especially multiplayer, because there is the multiplayer mod. You get to see a lot of like how those differences stand up to each other, and like what sort of strategy is better off. We had different runs, mostly because he pulled a Jack the Ripper and stabbed all of his jokers, whereas I remained a loyalist and stuck with the queens. So, yeah, fun stuff. Thanks for watching, and sorry for the video probably being the worst quality of all time.